Hey, it's Spence from WP Launchify. Today I'm excited. Finally got the new version of the MinuteLaunch software bundle plugin manager, formerly known as LaunchKit, but I'm calling it MinuteLaunchKit. And this is what manages the software. So let me start by saying, where do you get this thing? You go for free and get it at the top of WP Launchify by clicking on Software Bundle. And when you go to the Software Bundle page, you will see this link here, whether you're logged in or not. This is how you download the latest version, which happens to be 2.12.1. If you've otherwise participated inside the site, you can also get it inside of the site. And this allows you to do a lot of things for improving your overall WordPress as a service experience. But what I've done in this version is made it much easier to interact with the normal plugin tools now that we have the liberty to do so. To demonstrate this, I'm taking a vintage site that has a lot of software that needed updating, and I'm doing that for a reason, as you'll see in a second. Number one, in order to install the plugin, first of all, just go and install the plugin like any other WordPress plugin. So I'm going to deinstall or remove what I've got here, which is the LaunchKit Pro. Let's remove it, and then I'll just show you how we would install it from scratch. That way you can get the full experience. And I'll take you through the key updates too, which is really exciting because you'll see how integrated it is now. All right, so I'm going to delete this. I'm doing it live, so bear with me. LaunchKit Pro, delete. All right, so you one-time install it, and after that, it automatically updates. So you never have to do that again. We've got our own repository hosting. So let's go ahead and say add new plugin and upload. I want you to pay attention to the normal WordPress ecosystem of how much stuff is spray painted on the bridge and the notices and the graffiti and it's just too much. One of the things that LaunchKit has done all along is make this into a civilized, logical experience. Let me show you what I mean. So we start with the plugin. We're going to activate it. Just like anything else. Once that becomes available to us, we're going to go ahead and do some basic configurations. One of the things that we did in this version of LaunchKit is we were able to go back to some of the controls in a more logical order. So you'll notice here, installer, license manager, settings, other tools. It used to default to the settings page. Now you just need to go there once. And what you want to do is click the top link to select all the checkboxes. And then probably you don't want to do the white label one unless you're doing this for a client, because that's going to hide the LaunchKit menu. You can still get to it by using page equals WPLK, but for all intents and purposes, we probably want to leave that one off. Click Save Changes. Now, one of the first things I want you to understand is that now we have the hide notices feature. This has been with us since the beginning. When you turn that on, it's sort of like gets rid of all the noise, all of the notices, all of the activation wizards, all of the learn-license management, all the other dependencies, all this crazy stuff goes away with these options. But that hide notices really gets rid of all of the crazy, everything's trying to do something to you in WordPress. Number two, you'll notice now at the top of the LaunchKit menu is a login. Let's log out, because this is something that previously was on a subpage and it was just very hard to track. Now you can use it right here, and it's got an improved API and a way of saving your login using transients so that you only have to do this probably once per session, maybe once per every time you come into the site. And that means if you're working with a client, for example, you can hide the menu and hide the login and they don't have to see any of this. But for you, once you're logged in, it's a little more stable. It stays there for longer. Now you're going to use your WP Launchify membership. If you have got the software bundle through either the standalone or through one of the packages, this is what you use, the WP Launchify username and password. We don't need keys. We don't need other stuff. We've already used the same tools that I'm giving to you to allow you to use the membership at WP Launchify as the credentials on any and all installations. It's also important to note that any one subscription for the software bundle, it can be used on an unlimited number of sites. That's how it's supposed to be, because I'm not selling you the software. I'm providing an agency service and expertise and the convenience of the updates and things, but the software is open source. Okay, so let's log in, and then this now activates all of the other cool new features. Pretty excited to show you this. Number one, on the installer, which is the first thing, this is the traditional way that we've installed, for example, the Cadence theme, or if you want to do packages with Prime Mover. Just click and get those ready. This next panel I've changed the color of to let you know these are plugins that are being tested. In other words, these are plugins that need updating, but that maybe have not shown up ready to use yet, or that they just need updating. The bottom line is this is equivalent to the plugins page, saying, look, there's certain things here that you really need to update or to pay attention to. So if we turn off the notices hidden, you'll see what I mean. Here on the ordinary plugins page, we will see that there's 25 available plugins to update, and all of those that need updating are the ones that have typically these notices. What we've done in this version is that we've included the ability for you to update using the software bundle in the event that you obviously are working only through us. So for anything that needs an update, if it's not available for free, it will have a link nicely coded in orange that says update with software bundle. So you could individually just click and update right there in the plugin manager. It will refresh and you're good to go. That does two things. Number one is it updates the plugin here in the plugins area, but it also remove it from that list on the LaunchKit display. So you'll be able to kind of track as the list gets smaller that everything is done. But wouldn't it be easier, and it is, if we just filtered here with the software bundle plugin filter, and then I just use the bulk updater. Now I'm not going to do all these because I want to still show you these, but if I wanted to, I could just select these and update all of them using the bulk updater. Let's just do a couple of them. I'll do these two here. Update, apply. What this is doing is if there is a version of the plugin available in the software bundle that is higher than the one you have installed, it's smart enough now to know to use that to do the updates. Pretty slick. You can also see your list of software here getting smaller and smaller, right? So here's one that has a free update, but instead of using that, we're just going to update it manually by using the orange link there to allow you to update from the software bundle. Now, let's say you're not sure if you have the latest software bundle. That's easy. On any page, we've also included this new menu item, Update Software Bundle. I just wanted to make it possible that you really never had to go to the LaunchKit after you've done your first setup, other than to install plugins. Like if you don't have the plugin installed, you're going to want to go there to install it. For that, I've added a new button here. Notice on the plugins, there's now a button that if you want to add a new plugin from our software bundle, you can just click and go right to that page and install it manually. And you can also tell what's been installed or not because it will either show up as something here, or you could just say it doesn't matter and add it anyway. So let's say, for example, I'm just going to put in Admin Columns Pro. If I click, I've just installed it. As fast as that. And then I need to activate it. So I'll go back on the plugins page and I'll just turn it on. But that's, as a comparative, that's different than having to go get a license and put it in and install the plugin from a different source and do all the setup. And notice what's not happening as well. None of the other things that would pull you out of your administrative tasks are happening, with the exception of the notices, because I've turned the notices back on. It's not trying to take you away and put you into some kind of tool that forces you through an onboarding process, blah, blah, blah. So you see here, Admin Columns Pro. Now, you always have access to one of the key features that we've been using quite a bit, which is the cleanup. So let's say I've got all of the plugins and I've updated everything that I want to update. And now I want to clean up all of the plugins that are not enabled. It's kind of like if you were cooking, you took all the ingredients, you put them on the counter. Now you want to clean up the counter. just use this link, delete inactive plugins, and that will allow you to essentially get rid of all of the plugins that are not enabled, which does two beneficial things for you. Number one, it means that in the future, if you need to do maintenance, you know that every single one of these plugins that you have was enabled. So you can disable and re-enable without concern over whether or not something was on or off. That's big. Number two is it keeps you from having a lot of waste or fluff in the database and or storage for plugins you're just not using, and that can be confusing as well. And then finally, if you have a situation like this, you can literally just bulk select, and if you're using only the software from the software bundle, just update software bundle plugins, and it'll do the same thing we just saw, and it'll just update all of them, right? Really fast. Let's just pick a couple of them. So I can still have a few left in this video for demonstrative purposes. Okay. So I'll do two of them here that you see update with software bundle. Let's just do a quick. It's not as dramatic as when you do it on the LaunchKit side because it doesn't have the little spinning wheels that go, but it's still pretty darn fast and super convenient. So this is the way that we now have a fairly integrated setup. And if you don't care, you don't need to see these notices. You can just keep the notifications hidden, and the updates still work just as fine because for the software bundle stuff, you're going to still see the links, right? I would probably keep it in this mode because all those yellow banners, it's just annoying. It's just really annoying. You don't need it. So why use it? You can just literally click update and you're good to go. Now, if there's any reason that something doesn't work, it'll tell you update failed. But under most circumstances, this has been proven to be really, really efficient, really fast. And now I think I've achieved something that allows me as a site administrator to share with you a tool that really streamlines and simplifies the management of a site. You can tell that this allows me to basically install and update 100 plugins, 107 plugins, and choose which ones I want and update which ones I want, all with just a couple clicks and with none of that shenanigans like dependencies or activation wizards or the get your attention to upsell you this and that and the other thing. We can just use the plugins as they are. Now, a couple other things that I did. LaunchKit with the new menu setup. I prioritized a couple things we use a lot. The license manager is very popular, especially when we're doing Cadence Cloud or one of the Fluent products. So the license stuff, you can just literally use your own license keys, or if you're using these products in the software bundle, we're giving you our keys to use as part of the relationship because this is an agency relationship. When you've got the software bundle, you're essentially using me as your agency and I'm providing you the service, and this is a convenience using my keys. So you don't have to worry about any extra keys. If you want in the future, you can use your own keys. If you ever decide to leave, you can absolutely do that. Nothing has changed. We talked about the settings, and then the other tool still has a couple of these little cool recipe manager, the fast deleter, which is a really good way to get rid of a lot of stuff fast if you want to. The links to the license is still there. Debug is useful for just checking to see if you've got all of the software. So this is not something you're going to use often, but if you're curious, like, is my software updated? This will just give you the details you need about what has been downloaded and unpacked from your subscription. And you can see here, it's just the same thing as on the front end. It just gives us a way to make sure that you're actually getting the things that you want. Now, in the event that you are logging out because you're going to turn the site over to a client, just log out. And at this point, you're kind of good to go. I mean, you can log back in very easily, but if somebody else goes on their own browser, they're not going to see your login credentials. They're going to see whatever are on their credentials. That'll be useful when you have a client relationship because you can both hide the LaunchKit menu, and even if they got here, they're really not going to see much of anything except for some of the tools, because the license manager, the settings, the other tools are nondescript. The software bundle stuff just won't show up. And also, on the plugins page, you'll notice when I'm logged out, it's just the standard. There's nothing changed. So I'm really excited. This is version 2.12.1. It is live now. 2.5 weeks overdue, but certainly part of the bigger process. This is going to tie together with some of the other things that I've been talking about, including the Fluent Community Customizer, Custom Fluent Manager, the additional plugin that I've got for the Media Hub, the AI support tool. My concept is WordPress as a service where you can use anything you want, but if you use the stuff from IKEA with the system from IKEA, everything is just one recipe card away and you get the best support in the world in the community and the club. This has proven to be true based upon the super happy customers I've got who have given their testimonials over at WP Launchify and who you see attending the live events that are free every Friday. You're welcome to come join us. You can read about some of these here. And then you can purchase the Launch Kit as a bundle, or you can do it a la carte. I'm calling it on the Launch Kit combo. So you can do this monthly. The $97 gets you the full software bundle, $6,500 of retail software with the Launch Kit management tool that I just demonstrated, the MinuteLaunch software kit. It also has the unlimited email support from me. It also has the Rocket hosting, which, by the way, if you don't want the bundle, you can do this a la carte. And you don't need to pay for Launch Club access if you've already joined. So instead of doing it this way, if you want, you could just do it a la carte. And you can add the software bundle itself. No support, no hosting. Just do monthly or annually. Probably by the time you see this video, this ordering system will be removed in favor of this a la carte one, which gives you a little more control. Plus it has the new branding of the names like MinuteLaunch software or MinuteLaunchKit software. Essentially, I'm trying to go from Launch Kit to MinuteLaunchKit because there is already a Launch Kit out there and MinuteLaunch is now going to be the official thing I'm calling this, trying to wean you guys into it. Very excited to hear your feedback, your comments. Let me know how it's working out for you. And I hope you'll join us if you haven't already. It's a money back guarantee, by the way. So on the Launch Kit bundle, or the monthly combo, I should say, or the software bundle, the hosting, all of this is a money back guarantee. The only thing I don't give money back guarantee on is the hands-on hourly support or the sprints. So you have nothing to lose to give it a try. I encourage you to do so. I'll see you later.